initial coin offering boom that happened in 2017, where like a lot of these projects were raising a huge amount of funds. They were basically making tokens on the Ethereum blockchain. So what that means is they're creating a separate smart contract on top of the blockchain, which is keeping track of the token that they're creating. So basically, it's creating a ledger inside of a ledger.
Yeah.
Right? Because the blockchain itself is a ledger for the Ethereum network, but then you're making a ledger for, let's say, I don't know, EOL coin, right? So you're making EOL coin
On
because
Ethereum.
you want to. It's on top of Ethereum that you are, let's say, you are facilitating a new type of social token that you want your users to have because it gives them access to like a new Discord channel or something like that, which is something you can do.
Okay, so that's interesting. So
yeah.
something like that could be used
Authentication and voting, maybe like.
Yeah.
Or even things like again, like I can't help it but thinking in terms of like left wing applications, but something like so we went out to a picket line pretty early on in the stream, and were talking to the workers there on strike, and they had a strike fund set up, which we sort of donated to and encouraged others to donate to. And I guess like something like that, where you had a specific token that could be traded for currency, you could use that sort of technology to ensure that only union members or like people who weren't scabbing had access to that bail fund or things like that.
Yeah, multi-sig wallets, I think you could use with that, right?
Sorry, strike fund, not bail fund. But yeah, bail funds as well.
Any type of fund, really, yeah.
Multi-sig wallets, I think you would use for something like that.
Yeah, one of the ways you can do that is through what's called a multi-signature wallet or multi-sig. And that's basically, so you have like native to any blockchain, you have wallets, which are basically your public address. This is how you send and receive any sort of cryptocurrency. But then you can make a smart contract, which is a wallet, which is owned by several people. So you can have, only union members own this multi-signature wallet, which holds all of the strike funds. And so we all have, it's basically a joint bank account, except you don't need a bank, right? You don't have to go through like the legal process of like, I'm gonna make a union joint bank account. Wells Fargo, will you let me make this? Like, so I can easily get money for supporting my strike? Like, no, that's not going to happen.
You've got to have all your organization registered, and you've got to have like all sorts of banking, all the banking regulations.
This type of regulatory friction is like, I don't know. Like, I really get annoyed sometimes when people like, I don't know. They're like, no, cryptocurrency is bad because it's not regulated. Like regulations half the time go against left-wing organizing anyways. Like just, if you've looked into it even just a little bit, it's very clear that like corporations, startups, they all have huge advantages in the legal system over things like cooperatives. Like they get taxed less in some places. Like, there's a lot of reasons why there aren't a lot of cooperatives in existence as opposed to startups and, multinational corporations. But anyways, with a cryptocurrency network, you can create a multi-signature wallet, which is basically a joint bank account, and you can create the rules within your multi-signature wallet. So you can say, all right, if we want to make a transaction out of this wallet with our strike funds, at least 50% of people need to agree with it. So you basically you're in a situation now with using blockchain that governance is like a huge aspect that you have to deal with. You can't get around it. And I think that's a good thing. Like, as opposed to like, okay, if we go through the normal legal route, we create a bank account. It's just easiest if one person owns that bank account and has rule over it, because there's just no way we're going to get like all these people to sign a contract with the bank to say they're also a legal owner of this and to allow to create this like democratic accountability into it. Like it's going to be nearly impossible. It's going to be very slow. It's by the time you figure it out, your strike is over.
Yeah, well, I guess as well, there's also the fact that that would sort of scenario, like I'm just going to keep running with this scenario because I'm liking where it's going so far.
Sure, yeah, that's a good one.
But so like if you had, say for example, if you were reliant on an established trade union, for example, to be kind of facilitating like the strike fund and running the strike and everything, then you would be at the behest of that trade union to dictate sort of what's done with that money and to also like have, I guess, a bit of a bureaucratic power over the actions taken by the workers. So by having a fund like this set up by the rank and file workers at a workplace, that would easily facilitate things like wildcat strikes and going outside of the usual sort of bureaucratic pathways to industrial action as well, because you have this strike fund set up which only the workers involved in that action have access to, and you're not relying on your sort of registered trade union who has to abide by a certain set of rules and has to follow the procedural.
It's dual power spots.
Yeah. You sort of
like some charities, look after
you're not
the blind spots of others.
You're not reliant on the sort of the official union to kind of sanction actions. You can go
the labor
wild.
Aristocracy type of thing.
Yeah, you can go wild and have those funds sort of in place to support the actions that you decide to take. So that would also like be extremely freeing and liberating for. I mean, like as a wobbly, like this is really getting me kind of hyped.
Yeah. It's something that I wish the IWW was more like. If you can get me a call,
a wobbly coin
with us.
One of our mods is we can you could talk to one of our mods.
Yeah, we'll have to make a highlight of this particular chunk of the conversation, and I'll share it in our local branch Discord and see if we can get it across the ROC.
Yeah, so just to say that like these type of governance structures and like democratic structures, like the tools are already there to facilitate this type of thing. Like if you have the will to do it, it is absolutely possible technologically. The difficult part is the social stuff, actually. Like it's way more difficult to get the social stuff behind it than it is the technological stuff. The technology is more or less ready. It's ready to be put to the test, that's for sure. But like I can say, like, I have a multi-signature wallet for my project called Bread Chain. So like that's one of the projects that I'm working on, and it's basically set up as a cooperative through our multi-signature wallet. And it cost us like, I mean, actually, to be honest, we got it for free because we applied for a free one, but it would cost you maybe, I mean, depending on which network you use. If you're using the Ethereum mainnet, it'll cost you maybe like $100 or $200 to do it. But you can also do it on like one of these layer 2 solutions, and it'll cost you pennies.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah.
And $200 if you're doing it as part of a collective, that's like, say you've got 10 people, everyone chips in $20 and you're there.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's all there.
This is good. This is specifically like the sort of stuff that I wanted to touch on, because a lot of it is kind of higher level stuff that, again, as a leftist on the outside of it and have been quite skeptical of it all, I didn't really understand what any of this was. Like I sort of knew that Bitcoin was a thing and the blockchain was used as a word in relation to that. I watched your video today. Well, listened to it. I like kind of doing work as well, and listened to a couple of the episodes of your podcast. But I was still kind of a little bit struggling, I guess, to kind of piece it all together.
It's not an easy topic. Like it's hard. Huh? Like it's totally understandable. Like I think most of the people that have spoken to me afterwards, being like, "Oh wow, I get it." It was only after they said they watched like 5 different episodes or something. Like it takes a while, and that was sort of like my realization at a certain point that I don't know. It's very difficult. This is why I haven't really tackled like, creating a manifesto for why socialists should embrace blockchain, or like, one video that will explain everything. Like, it's very difficult to do.
Yeah.
It's a very
you are in a
big
difficult
path,
spot.
and, like,
Yeah. It's not an easily approachable subject. Exactly.
Yeah, it's sort of like what you said with explaining left-wing stuff. Like, you have to give so much backstory that by the time you get to the point of what exactly the conversation was, it's been like 3 hours,
You're only retaining the people that already had an interest.
But I mean, that's the thing. Like, we've talked for 2 hours, and it's like we're sort of getting to the, like, we're sort of just communicating now, like.
What is a blockchain?
Well, no, not that, but like how it can be useful for the left, why they need to pay attention, like and not just for the left though, like for the world, like, that's the other thing.
Yeah.